Yes, yes. That's what I have. Yes. That's what I have. Easy when you know. Easy when it's in the program. Yeah. Yes. God morning, Ahiah. We are listening to Christmas carols here. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Festival of Lights. Indeed, it is Christmas Day, and this is a most auspicious occasion because I actually cannot remember the last time we had a Christmas service. We normally do Christmas Eve, but it was 7 years ago, I guess, that we had Christmas on a Sunday, and we did not do a Sunday service. We did a Christmas Eve service instead. So this is a most auspicious occasion So I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. I'm Reverend Michael Bernard Lattimore, your guide on the side, assistant minister here at Ahiah. And if you've got your PJs on, I would invite you to start throwing on some clothes while you're listening to the service. Come on down here because we're going to do a candle lighting ceremony together today. And we're going to set our intention for what we want to be grateful for in this coming year. For those who may not be aware, today is the activation of a portal of gratitude, where the Christ light is activated within each one of us. And we come together on a worldwide basis to activate this light, to remember it through the different celebrations that I'll be talking about in just a moment. So want to just acknowledge the folks who make this possible. Chris Glick tickling our keys over there. Chris, our musical director. Let's give Chris some love. Thank you. We appreciate you. And we got Satoshi in the house on the percussions and the drums and on Santa's bells. Absolutely. Leon Johnson is doing double duty. He's in the sound. And he is also going to be on the bass. Let's give Leon some love. Thank you, good brother. We appreciate your love. And there he is. He's in there. And Harris is our technical director, our stage manager. He's handling all our live streaming. Let's give Harris some love as well. And we've got ushers and greeters. I saw Sandra here, and I just want to acknowledge we've got our youth church here in the sanctuary and our leaders, and everybody's here. We're ready for a party. Yes? Indeed. So we are the reason for the season. It is the awakening of the Christ light in each one of us, and we're just so grateful. So today we're going to have a candle lighting ceremony. We'll be setting an intention. We've got a little card for you to write out your intention, and you can address it, and we will have it mailed to you at an equally auspicious time so that when you receive it, you'll remember the intention that you set. Just like Christmas is a day for us to remember the virgin birth, which is the consciousness, the virgin consciousness that we come in with, and the light of that Christ child within each one of us. So what a celebration, yes? So I think I've acknowledged everyone. I think we're ready for God's party. We're going to start off with a congregational. And the congregation, welcome Elizabeth Hangin, our musical inspiration today. Give her some love. Indeed. And the congregational, yep.
Check, 1, 2.
Awesome. I trust in God. Please stand.
I surrender. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so thankful. I'm one in the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And thank you to the Ahiah Mass Choir. We appreciate you. There we go, sneak preview. And now, before we call forward Myrna Hawthorne, who is our licensed practitioner today, she'll lead us in the invocation and the inspirational reading. Let's listen in to our inspirational video today.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, I surrender to my greatest, highest good. I release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am kinder every moment, every day. I'm more loving every moment, every day. I surrender every moment, every day.
Good morning. I am Kelly Metcalf, a prayer practitioner here at
Let's give Gabriel some love for putting together that wonderful, inspiring video. And at this time, it is an honor to call forward our licensed practitioner for today, Myrna Hawthorne, who will be reading the inspirational reading. Yeah, there you go. That's the ticket. And I am going to perform magic while I light the light. And this candle represents each one of us, our light, that is the light of the world.
Yes. Good morning, everyone, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all of it. So I'm going to be reading a reading from by Don Holloway. It's called The Christmas Symbol. The Christmas symbol is to some a star that shone the way to Bethlehem and to the manger. So it lives through you and through me. It's God's great gift to all of us, the gift that sets us free from living in the darkness. It moves us to the sun, an image of God mine, the Christ in everyone. The symbol then for Christmas is more than stars that shine. It's more than bells or cards or snow. It is truly divine. The symbol is the heart of love we freely give away, a heart that lives in everyone always, not just one day. May you have a joyous Christmas time, and may you find the way to live and love and touch and see the Christ love every single day. May truth and love live in your heart, for when your heart is true, then Christmas happens every day. The love of Christ as you. So let us just turn within and just remember those words. The love of Christ lives within each and every one of us. I am just so grateful for this knowingness. I am so grateful for my church, for my family, for my friends, for everyone that I touch, and I do try to remember that the Christ lives in each and every one of us. That is my calling. That is my duty. And I enjoy it. I love it. I love sharing my love with each and every person that I see. So I just released this word, knowing that it is the truth, that we are here to share that Christ love in our everyday life. And so it is.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Myrna. And Merry Christmas to you and all of your descendants. That's right. So fortunate. And now, why don't we just shine our light on one another? Let's just give a warm Ahiah welcome to everybody in the space. Just turn around. We don't have to hug or kiss or anything, but we can just, give a warm welcome, sending our light. And let us remember the power of that light as we go about our activities today, when we're out in the community. Let us remember just how powerful our light is. When you see someone, to just acknowledge them, maybe just do the nod and set an intention for love and for light for that person. Mm-hmm. All right. And now it's that moment we've all been waiting for, our musical inspiration. Elizabeth Hangen, let's give her some love. Mm-hmm. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Mike. You're looking very festive this morning. Good morning, Ahiah, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Day we get to eat a lot. I want to acknowledge those who are online, wish you a good morning and a Merry Christmas. And I hope my mom is watching, Emily, or if you are, Mom, good morning to you. I'll see you soon. I'd like to set an intention to ask for peace this morning. I ask of thee, O river
of the day to be. Strength to lead and faith to follow. All are given unto me. Peace I ask of thee, O river. Peace, peace, peace. Peace I ask of thee, O river. Peace, peace, peace. When I learn to live serenely, cares will cease. From the hills I gather courage, visions of the day to be. Strength to lead and faith to follow. All are given unto me.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Yes, peace. Just the word peace. Our theme this month is being the beloved community. And today I'll be sharing about awakening the Christ consciousness in us as beloved community. Gonna talk a little bit about Kwanzaa. Yeah, because, hey, folks might not know the history of Kwanzaa and what it symbolizes. Gonna talk a little bit about Hanukkah. I know a little bit of something about that. I had a grandmother and ancestor that was Ashkenazi, so I know a little bit about Hanukkah. And also gonna talk about Christmas. Yes, and in this teaching, we talk about the symbols. We talk about the power and the meaning that's inherent in words, because we know those words formulate our thoughts, and those thoughts formulate our behavior. And, it's important for us to realize that today we are all consciously opening a portal, a doorway into the emergence of the Christ light. Because our consciousness has elevated from 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago, when the idea of the crucified Savior first emerged. You see, many people don't realize is that there are stories of the 16 crucified Saviors before Jesus of Nazareth. That idea of the Christ consciousness, it has been awakening us since we arrived on the planet, reminding us, emerging in different ways, different religions, different cosmologies, different stories. And today we call that story Christmas. Some people call it Kwanzaa. Other people call it Hanukkah. Some people call it the Festival of Lights. Okay? Diwali is a Hindu festival, and it's not necessarily Christmas, but it, like Hanukkah, is a festival of light. Yes, indeed. So the idea of the virgin birth is not a new one. And for your information, the virgin is not Mother Mary. The virgin is our consciousness. When we are born, we have virgin consciousness. We are a fresh slate. All you have to do is look at a baby and you can see that, right? What's the feeling that's evoked from a baby? And Myrna, I know you've seen a lot of them because you got some descendants, right? For me, it's love. It's love. That is the image of the virgin birth, reminding us that we came in with love. And then we get domesticated, right? We get ideas planted in our head that seem like they're not about love, and we forget that we came here with a clean slate. So that is the virgin consciousness that we are all born with, ready to reveal the Christ light, ready to reveal the love that we are. And, the Magi come bearing gifts because we came bearing gifts. That little baby is bringing a gift of love, reminding us that that's what we are. And each one of us came into the planet bringing those gifts of love, those gifts of light, that by a simple glance, a look, just directing our gaze, our intention, that we could bring light to the planet. Yes? And if you don't believe me, go watch some laughing baby videos on YouTube. I guarantee you in 5 minutes, you'll be rolling on the floor laughing, right? Because there's nothing more enlightening than to see a little baby just laughing like crazy. I hope to remind you today that these gifts and other gifts like them have been given to you to help awaken the Christ consciousness on the planet, to awaken our collective Christ consciousness, and to awaken it inside of our beloved community. So, historically, during the time of the winter solstice, we celebrate the holy seasons of Christmas, Kwanzaa, and Hanukkah, and each one of them has a powerful message of the power of light to focus our consciousness on the remarkable presence of the divine in our lives. So I want to talk a little bit about Kwanzaa. Many people see the altar, the Kwanzaa altar, and wonder, what is that? What does that mean? So the candle holder is called a kinara, and it represents the original stalk from which all African ancestors came. It holds the 7 candles. And if you're wondering who are the African ancestors, look around, because we are all the children of Mother Eve. We all came from Africa, Mother Africa. And let's not forget Father Adam. He was an African man, and his Y DNA was the seed that planted the seed of life for all human beings. The mat that holds the candles and all the objects is called the mkeka. And this is a mat that represents the foundations that we came in with. The mazao, these are the crops, the fruits, the vegetables. They represent the traditional African harvest celebration, because harvest is an important time to sustain human life. The mishuma is the 7 candles, and each candle represents one of the 7 principles. And these are principles that are valuable to all human life, but particularly valuable to us as beloved community. And I'm going to share with you what those principles are. They're the principles. So there are 2. There's the English definition, and then there's the Kiswahili word. So umoja is the first one, and that represents unity. That's oneness. We are stronger together. The second one, kujichagulia, that is self-determination. And forgive my Kiswahili, I'm still learning, all right? The next one is ujima, collective work and responsibility. That means that we all work together. That's what Ahiah is. We are a collective, and we are all able to respond to Ahiah's need for growth, for community, for love. The next one, ujama, cooperative economics. Many of us tithe to support the growth, the emergence of Ahiah and the work that we do. In a moment, we're going to hear from Nancy Johnson, who's going to tell us about the work she's doing with the party. We're going to Christmas party, holiday party coming up, the Christmas gifts that we give to the Friends Indeed, and all of our collective work. So that's cooperative economics. The next one is Nia, or purpose. If I were to ask you, what is your purpose? What are you here on the planet for? Have you thought about that recently? I would invite for your consideration that your purpose is love, that your purpose is light. And we often forget that, especially when we're out in what feels like darkness, and we forget that guiding light, the purpose, why we showed up on the planet. The next one is Kuumba, creativity. That means that for every challenge, every situation in our life, we can call on the power of Kuumba in our life for a solution. And, later on, we are going to do an intention card. We're going to come up with some creative solutions for a challenge that might be in our life today. And what we're going to do is create it twice, first in mind and then in physical world reality. Because you'll set an intention that within the next year, my intention is to be debt-free. My intention is to have a loving relationship. My intention is to heal something in my body temple, right? We're going to create this using the power of Kuumba. And finally, there is number 7, Imani, faith. And faith is belief empowered. We all have faith in something. Many times, because of the influence of the, live witness news, we have faith in the worst possible outcome, right? That's called worry, right? Because they're telling us, hey, we're going to hell in a handbasket. Look at this. Oh, it's terrible, right? But we have the power to create our own destiny, to prophesize how this light is going to show up in our life and bring us into the solution. So this is Kwanzaa in a nutshell. Pretty cool, huh? And one of the things I want you to be aware of is that all of these traditions that I'm talking about all have to do with the light. The light. That's a common theme across all spiritual tradition. The light, because we are that light. So next, we have Hanukkah. Yes, the word Hanukkah means dedication. And it comes from the moment when the temple in Jerusalem was triumphantly returned to the Jewish people. Now, what most people don't know, but you could learn more about in the metaphysical Bible class that Marcia and I are going to be doing next month, right, is that the book that we know as the Bible is not a book, but a collection of scriptures. There's the Talmud, there's the Torah, there's the Tanakh, and these all have different purposes. They all tell different stories about the Hebrew people. But one of the most famous of these stories about the rededication of the Jewish temple comes from the Talmud, also known as the Old Testament. And we read there that the Maccabees, these were a group of Jewish people, right? They walked into the temple and they found only enough oil for one day. And the oil was to keep the light lit, and it was in a menorah, which is like a candle holder, right? But miracle of all miracles, that small amount of oil lasted for 8 days, which is exactly how long it took for them to get new oil. And there's a wonderful story in that, when we look at the metaphor of ourselves, because sometimes we might think we don't have enough to get somewhere, to make it to the next day, to make it to the next milestone, right? We might not have enough, but that oil that we have is enough for us to complete our mission, for us to fulfill our purpose in life, right? Because it comes from a source that never depletes. So the celebration of Hanukkah lasts 8 days in honor of those miracles that happened so many years ago. And often the Jewish people, like we learned last week from the youth, there's the dreidel game, right? They eat latkes. I love latkes. I didn't know it was because of my Jewish stuff going on, but and then trip of all trips, my wife makes these Jewish pastries, which she puts cream cheese in the dough, and she got it from her grandmother, right? But it's a Jewish pastry. She didn't even know that, right? But she's cooking some now this morning. So if you guys want to come over for these, you're welcome to. So with every Hanukkah candle that we light, we illumine the most important message of all, that we must always work to find light in the darkness. We must always work to keep the light of spirituality burning for all people for all time. That's our mission here at Ahiah, to be open for everyone, people of all faiths. So we practice a spiritual philosophy. And we don't have like the same kind of dogma that many religions have, but we feel like, rather than having a picture of Jesus on the wall, it's better to walk around through the world like Jesus, It's better to shine the light that the Christ did, right, than to have a picture and say, this is what we believe in. We show up, with our Christ suit on. Yes, does that make sense? Yes. Okay, so... the story of Hanukkah is also filled with lots of symbols. There's the Maccabees, there's the king, the oil, the menorah, then there's the army. So it has a whole story about the elements that are in our life, So that army you can think of as being the army of consciousness out there in the world, right? The king might be, who do you revere as a power in your life, right? The Maccabees, that's the army that rose up and said, hey, we could go and take back our temple. Right? And you have allies in your life like that too, that will help you accomplish the goals that you set out to do in life. So nobody's alone. We all have everything that we need to support us. So that's Hanukkah. And then that brings us to the story of Christmas. A child is born. Yes. And that's one of the most familiar observances to us here. It's said to be the birth date of Jesus of Nazareth, and it's celebrated in over 160 countries around the planet. But as I mentioned before, this idea is as old as humankind. Those stories about the 16 crucified saviors, they were all variations on a theme that we came in born with a divine destiny as children of the light. So the symbology of the Christmas holiday includes the dove, which symbolizes peace on earth, angels who brought the good news of the Christ child's birth. And angels in the Aramaic tradition were said to be ideas in the mind of God, thoughts in the mind of God. And so if you look around this room, you can see we've got curtains. That was somebody's idea. Somebody said, hey, I'm going to make something called curtains, and you can put them over the window to keep the light out, right? Somebody said, I'm going to make pews, church pews for people to sit in. These were all ideas. These lights, somebody decided, hey, we're going to make LED lights, right? That'll burn cool and they'll last longer. All ideas. The game Roblox that Perry plays, right? Somebody invented that game and said, hey, I want to make a game called Roblox for kids to play, right? Yeah, I'm a gamer too. I just told on myself, right? So all ideas. So the invitation is, if that is true, whose idea are you? Who said, I'm going to make me a Miss Lisa and plant in her a desire to be the youth teacher. Yeah, right? I'm going to make me a Myrna Hawthorne, and I'm going to give her grandbabies, great grandbabies, and some great ones. They still in the hopper. They're on their way, right? Indeed. We are ideas in the mind of that one. And the Christmas tree, which points to heaven, reminds us that God is eternal. And once again, the candle, which reminds us that the Christ in us is the light of the world. And that candle symbolizes the light we are. And as we light up each other's candles, we illuminate the world and each other. And I want to say something to anybody who may be concerned that, we are small in number today. I want you to know that this movement, this thing we call the Christ consciousness, it was underground in Rome after the crucifixion for almost 100 years. And it was like in onesies and twosies that people went underground into the catacomb and they talked about the idea of the Christ, right? And what we know in this teaching is that what's talked about comes about. And so out of that movement, people in onesies and twosies, handfuls of people like we have here today, emerged this worldwide activation of the Christ light. People may not all call it Christmas. They might call it something else, but the idea is the same, that we are the light of the world. And we were destined to be here today for this activation because we're getting ready to have an activation here. I'm so grateful for that. So this is a time of reflection and introspection, time to contemplate the gifts of light that we've been given. Often these memories could bring about melancholy. As for me, I often grieve about those who have most recently passed away. Many of you know that my godbrother, who's been in my life for 64 years, he transitioned. He's on the other side of life now, but I can still feel his presence. And I think about the gifts of the heart that he gave me, When I was 4 years old, I used to like to do everything he did. If he wanted 2 pancakes, I want 2 pancakes. Then he would switch up and say, no, just give me 1 pancake. And I said, yeah, me too, just give me 1 pancake. So finally he got so exasperated, he said, stop doing everything that I do. And I was just like stumped. I didn't know what to say. He said, do what you want to do. And I said, but I don't know what to do. He said, just make it up then. Do whatever you want to do. And I am so grateful for those words of wisdom because here I am, decades later, doing what I want to do. I made it up the way I wanted to make it up, And I'm so grateful for that gift of the heart that he planted in me, I think about my mom on the other side, and how she awakened in me a belief in the unseen. Right? I believe and commune with angels because of her. Because she is the one who first pointed me in the direction. She shined the light so I could see them, And today, they're very much a part of my life. I consider many of you as my angels, walking the earth in human form. Each one of you giving me a special spectrum of light, a certain kind of light, a special light that only you can shine. And I'm grateful for that. So I ruminated on all these times in my life, the gifts of the heart that people have given me. And last but not least, I want to bring in those practitioners here at Ahiah who have given me the gift of prayer, supported me through challenging times. I think about JJ, who was one of my first teachers after the foundation class. I took classes with Miss Adelaide. I took classes with Deborah Landry, even Lori Benson. And each one of them gave me a unique gift of the heart. The pieces of life's puzzle. So my intention today is to pass on that gift. Pass on the gift of remembrance, remembering those who have given you the gifts of the heart. And so today, I'm going to be inviting you to join us in a activation. We are going to do a candle lighting ceremony. We're going to consider the things in our life that have activated the remembrance of love inside of us. And as we come forward, we will, Marsha will hold the candle, you'll pick up a candle, you'll light your candle from her candle, and that kind of symbolizes that we light up our light from other people's light, right? Exactly, that's why we're here. And then we're going to just do a brief little gratitude meditation. I'm just going to ask you, what are you most grateful for in your life right now? And as you focus on that, then I'm going to invite you to set an intention. What is something in your life that you intend to shift? Just say the word, hold the idea, and you're going to get a little thing to write on. I see Alex has got hers out, and you're going to write those things, and it could be 1, 2, 3 different things that you have an intention to change between now and next year when we meet again. And we're going to mail these to you sometime an auspicious date between now and then, and you'll get a chance to see the power of your intention, the power of your consciousness. So, you're going to write at the top of your page, and you can do that right now. I am recognizing the divine light that I am. Michael, did you get a card? Okay. Can Jackie or somebody, can you get Michael Daniels a card? And at the top, you write, I am recognizing the divine light that I am. And then right under that, today, I realize the gratitude I have for. And then under that is going to be your intention. 1, 2, or 3. Yes. Okay. Can we bring some cards forward? Jackie O, I think. Okay. Is there one? Okay. All right. We're just making sure. And at home, you can just grab a piece of paper and you can write, it's right on the screen. I am recognizing the divine light that I am. And today I realize the gratitude that I have for. And then, here we go. We need some more cards down here. So the power of writing these words is your secondary power of kuumba, or creativity, or manifestation. Because first, the idea is born. And then second, there is the activation of that idea in physical world reality. So when you write it out, you're actually putting it into consciousness. And then a year later, or on a specified date, you get this letter that you created, and it reminds you of the power. You may have forgotten a year later, but then look coincidentally and say, I set an intention to be debt-free a year ago, and I just see that I have been able to accomplish my goal, or whatever your goal was. So we can start. Okay, folks are still, if you can just raise your hand once you've had a chance to write, and then we're going to invite people. As you finish up, come on forward and you light your candle, and if you could just come, stand over here on this side, and we're going to go right across the top. Here we go. So let her, there you go. So when you bring your candle, she's going to hold her candle straight up, and then you just tilt yours. Then that way your candle doesn't. There we go. All right, Angela's done. Who's next? Yes, just come and pick up a candle. And so for folks at home, what we're doing right now is we're lighting our candles. And we're catching the light from Marsha's candle, signifying that someone lit a candle for us. Are our youth ready? And when you're ready, just come forward, get your candle, and Jackie O. I'm counting candles here. I see 5, 11. Okay, we might be ready. We might want to be prepared for one more. Sandra, are there some more candles in the fellowship hall? We might need about 2 or 3 more. There we go. Wonderful. Oh, Phoebe, you got to light your candle. And as we light our candles, if you want to make sure you hold them up straight so that the wax is caught in your little cup, there you go. And we notice that this light is alive. It's flickering. It represents the aliveness that's in each one of us. That candle flame generates some heat, some warmth, which also represents the heat and the warmth that's in us, the light that we are, the warmth of our heart. Anybody in the back need a candle? You good, Malachi? Sandra? We'll hold the light for you. Yes, come on down, Milton. And so as we just move into a meditative state, we become aware of the candle flame in front of us. And we allow gratitude for this fire to wash over us. We're grateful for fire, for it's one of the elements from which we were created. Fire, earth, water, air. And this fire, it illuminates the world. It illuminates our consciousness. It illuminates our beloved community. And we are grateful. And as we allow this gratitude to just wash over us, think of any challenges in your life today. Anything that you'd like to change, that you want to shift. Think of what newness do you invite into your life in this moment? And know that the light that you are is already going to work, creating that newness, shifting, lifting, raising our vibration, and allowing us to direct our intention to what we are creating in this moment. And so we just give thanks for all of the healing taking place in this moment, for all of the revealing. And now, set an intention for that healing 1 year from today. And please repeat with me our affirmation. I am grateful for the gifts that are mine to share. Once more, let's say that together. I am grateful for the gifts that are mine to share. And so we realize collectively, as we hold the light for one another, that all that has been set in motion here today is already done in the mind of the one. We just allow it to be. We say yes to our higher self, yes to our higher power, yes to the one who has many names and who responds to them all. And we're just grateful for this gift of creativity emerging right now, grateful for the light that we are, and grateful for this beloved community. For we know that what we create on this day is good, and it is God, and it is done in the mind of the one. And together in one accord, we simply say, and so it is. Amen and amen. And as you deposit your candle into the rice basket here, know that the light that you are is never extinguished, that this light burns eternal. The divine spark that brought you into being continues to shine. Yes. Wonderful. Now, as you go back to your seat, if you can complete filling out your intention card, place it in the envelope, and on the front of the envelope, put your address, name, address, city, state, and zip, and just give that back to one of the ushers, and we will make sure that you receive it at an auspicious time in the future. And that's the beautiful thing about the surprises that come from the divine. We never know when they're going to show up. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for your participation and for activating this mighty light. Good to see you, Michael Daniels. Indeed, my friend. And so the questions for this week, family, as we go forward, are how are you nurturing your gratitude list? I'm inviting you as a gift of the heart, create a gratitude list. Write down the things that you're grateful for. Make it a daily practice. Nothing is too big or too small to make that gratitude list for. Second, become aware of the gifts of the heart, the gifts that you're receiving from your beloved community, from those in your life, and from life itself. And finally, a remembrance to ask yourself, are you sharing your gifts with others? So that's the special quality of light that we have, to share our gifts with others, knowing that our light never goes out, that it burns eternal. And at this time, I would like to ask our beloved Elizabeth Hangen to come back to the platform and lift our spirits in a joyful noise. Thank you, family. Namaste. And here she comes. Oh, yeah. Yes, yes. Bless us with song.
Well, I set my intentions, although I had to do it rather quickly. Didn't have enough time to think about it. Maybe that's good to not mull it over too much. We were waiting for Leon. Do we see him? Here he comes. Boom, boom. We want to wish everyone a wonderful Christmas time. The mood is right, spirits up. We're here this morning, and that's enough. Simply having wonderful Christmas time. Simply having wonderful Christmas time. The party's on, the feeling's here. This only comes this time of year. Simply having wonderful Christmas time. Simply having wonderful Christmas time. The choir of children sing their song. It lasts the whole day long. We're simply having wonderful wonderful Christmas time. Simply having wonderful Christmas time. The word is out about the town, so lift a glass and don't look down. Simply having wonderful Christmas time. Simply having wonderful Christmas time. To the choir. The choir of children sing their songs they practice all year long. That's why we're simply having wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The party's on, spirits up. We're here today, yes, and that's enough. Simply having wonderful Christmas time. We're simply having a wonderful Christmas time. We're simply having wonderful Christmas time. Yes, we're simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Woo! Merry Christmas, everybody!
Thank you so much. Got me in the mood for some jingle bells, you know. Oh, we got an announcement from, you know what? Before we do that, now it's time for our conscious offering. I don't think we have a slide in here. Okay, but we're going to fake it until we make it. And somewhere on earth, there is our conscious affirmation. And we're just going to act like, if you could join with me as we take our offering in our hands. This is the time there's 3 ways you can donate. One on the Ahiah website, ahiah.com/donate. That's one way. You can also send a check, a good old-fashioned check, 150 North El Molino Avenue, Pasadena, California, USA, 91101, and put a little love note in there for Reverend Scott. He loves the love notes. And also, you can donate by texting to 616-229-2225. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we're going to join together and say our affirmation. This gift I give is God in action. I send it forth with joy, confidence, and ease. I am blessed by the law of giving and receiving as I now share my gift with life. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Thank you, life. And so it is. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Pass the wheelbarrows, please. Yes, indeed. As we know, this abundance is raining down in our lives like Niagara Falls. Indeed. Indeed. Yes, we are looking forward to an amazing 2023. 81 years of existence. And we were an idea in the mind of Elizabeth Larson, who said, I'm going to start a study group. And she started a study group, and it brought people, and then somebody in that group, probably her, said, we're going to start a church. The first church of Pasadena, religious science. What an idea. And 81 years later, here we are. Bing! Oh, what a blessing, yes? Making a mighty noise. All right. So we got an announcement from our beloved Nancy Johnson. She also, I'll get to that part later. So let's see if we can get this.
Good morning, Ahiah family. This is Nancy Johnson with a great big thank you for all of your donations to the Angel Toy Drive in the last 2 weeks. We raised a record amount of money this year thanks to you and your generosity. And of course, my reminder announcements and numerous phone calls. I appreciate how you put up with my persistence in making our contributions to Friends Indeed and the children in our community top-notch in everything we do. We are so fortunate to be able to share our abundance and prosperity with children in need in this community. There is still time to do a last-minute donation online by tomorrow. I will be taking the presents to Friends Indeed on Thursday, so they will be ready for the big Christmas for the Kids event party when Santa comes on Sunday, December 18th. There will be many happy faces that day, and we had a part in making it happen. Thank you again, and remember that Spirit blesses us so that we can bless others. Peace and love, family.
Sign up, and I think we have half that now. So if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you sign up, get your ticket. You can also send a check. That was something she sent me a text that said you could send a check if you don't want to sign up online, because some people, they don't trust that website. Yeah, technology fear, that kind of thing. So if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, you can do it that way. You don't have to do it so you can just write a check and send that in. But we're going to have Deborah Thompson as the caterer. And, they decided that they weren't going to have a dance floor. But, we like to get down a little bit around here. So we're going to have a dance floor some kind of way. So, come on out and, we'll show you how to do the wobble and the electric slide and all that other stuff. And maybe we even get the youngsters to show us what's the new dance, so we can get out there and break our legs, Just kidding. So, holiday party, $35 per ticket, good food, good music, good company, good fellowship. Celebrate the new year in community. Also, Reverend Scott's teaching Beyond Limits, starting January the 17th through March 21st, $15 a week love offering. And this is an opportunity to explore the ideas that limit our potential in life, based on our limited understanding of truth. So this is a great little class. It'll be on Tuesday evenings. Next, it's a new year. Now what? Join us online and in person for a New Year's workshop facilitated by Lisa Allman Baldwin. It's $30, includes the book. If you don't want the book, you can just do the workshop. It's a recommended love offering of $20, and that'll be January 22nd from 1 to 3 p.m. And that is, right here at Ahiah. And, hey, look at here. That looks like me. Absolutely. Metaphysical Bible class. Ta-da! And Marcia Bradshaw and I will be teaching this 10-week class starting on January 27th. We're doing it on a Friday. And you'll get a chance to learn the hidden truths in the Bible, to find out, what the scripture really is, what it's really about, and how to make it apply to your life now. So it's not a book of the dead. It's not a book of thousands of years ago, but it's a book that's a psychological drama that'll help you live your life with fulfillment today, So you got to know the secret keys, and our commitment is to help you decipher that ancient text into a modern guidebook for living. So be there or be square. And it comes with a guarantee that it'll change your life, or you can have your old life back. All right, there you go. Okay. Wednesday night, the Ahiah book study. Yep. We are reading The Way of Mastery. We're in book 1, The Way of the Heart. And this is a fascinating book study because it is actually a transmission of energy. You don't even have to have the book. You could just be listening to the energy that comes through this particular reading. It's so powerful. And it's every Tuesday, 7 to 8:30. And we have a little conversation cafe. We've slowed down. We started all over again because it was just it was making our brain go, pew, like that, right? So we decided to slow down and just take it step by step. And it's been much more powerful in that way. So come out and join us Tuesday nights, 7 o'clock. You can get a free checkup from the neck up in the middle of the week. And meet our wonderful practitioners. We have practitioners in the room. And if they could just stand and raise their hands, they're available for prayer, for support. And I also want to acknowledge the practitioners that are on their way. They might not know it yet, but they're in here and they are on their way. So we just want to acknowledge you ahead of time, okay? Just saying. And Ministry of Prayer, the forms are on the website. There's also in the pews right in front of you. You can just fill out a form pass it back to Jackie O, our usher, and she'll make sure that it gets in the box, and you'll have ministers and practitioners praying for you. Monday through Saturday, every day, prayer and conversations from 9 a.m. to 9:30, so you can join us in conversation there. And as if that's not enough, there's dial-a prayer. You can hear a pre-recorded inspirational prayer at our phone number, 626-795-4216, and that's option 7. And last but not least, we have made a joyful noise today, family. It's our time for us to do our benediction, and if you are in need of prayer, please see myself or one of our practitioners afterwards, and we can do a laser prayer for you, just to kind of lift you into the next dimension of your being. So congratulations ahead of time. Merry Christmas. Maybe we'll get a little jingle bells going after, and we can stay for singing. But please join me in our benediction. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all of my affairs. I accept it. I am it. And I share it. Just the way it appears and just the way it appears now. Thank you, life. Amen and amen. And Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Can we get a little jingle bells or something going on? Yes. Oh, yes. So as you're going out, can you please give the envelopes to Jackie O? And we don't worry about the postage. We'll take care of that. Make sure you put your address, your zip code, and everything so we can mail it back to you at an auspicious date and time. Merry Christmas. Little jingle bells.